Elon Musk didn't found Tesla. He bought his way in for $6.5 million and then legally forced the company to call him a founder. That's not my opinion. That's documented legal history. But here's what's even more interesting. Most people think Elon Musk got rich from Tesla. Wrong. By the time he invested in Tesla, he already had $180 million, made from a company most people have never heard of. And that company, he didn't even finish building it. He got removed in a boardroom coup while on his honeymoon. And yet that coup made him richer than the company ever would have if he'd stayed. This is the complete timeline of how Elon Musk actually got rich. Not the garage story, not the genius inventor narrative, not the self-made mythology you've been sold. The real story, with real numbers, real documents, real timeline. From a childhood in South Africa surrounded by wealth and violence, to becoming the richest person on Earth with over $200 billion. Every major deal, every lucky break, every advantage, every myth. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how Elon Musk built his empire and why almost everything you think you know about it is wrong. If you've ever wondered how someone actually becomes the richest person alive, you're about to find out. Because this isn't a story about genius. It's a story about timing, capital, ruthlessness, and being in the right place with the right advantages at exactly the right moment in history. But before we start this journey, if you want to see the complete breakdown of how the world's richest people actually built their wealth, not the PR version, but the documented timeline with real numbers, hit that subscribe button right now. Because this is part of a series where I'm breaking down the complete lore of every major billionaire. Bezos, Zuckerberg, Buffett, Gates, all of them. And what you're about to see is the level of depth you'll get for each one. No fluff, no worship, no hate, just the timeline. Now let's begin. June 28, 1971, Pretoria, South Africa. Elon Reeve Musk is born into a country in the middle of apartheid. His father, Elon Musk, is an electromechanical engineer, wealthy, connected, owns property, owns an engineering firm. The family lives in one of the nicest suburbs in Pretoria. This is not poverty. This is not middle class. This is wealth, by any standard. And here's where the mythology starts to break down. There's a story that circulates online. Elon's father owned an emerald mine in Zambia. Elon has denied this repeatedly, called it untrue. But Elon Musk himself confirmed it in multiple interviews. Told a story about buying half an emerald mine for 40,000 pounds. Said he walked around with emeralds in his pockets. Said Elon and his brother Kimball once walked into Tiffany's in New York and sold emeralds. Did this mine make the Musks billionaires? No. Did it contribute to the family wealth? Errol says yes. Elon says it's exaggerated. The truth is probably somewhere in the middle. But what's not in dispute is this. Elon Musk grew up wealthy in South Africa. His parents divorced when he's 8. He lives with his mother for a few years, then chooses to live with his father. And this is where things get dark. Elon has described his father as a terrible human being, psychologically abusive. Years later, Elon would say living with his father was not a good idea, but he stayed. And during this time, he had access to resources most kids didn't. Computers, books, space to think. At 10 years old, Elon discovers computers. This is 1981. Most people don't have computers. Elon does. He teaches himself to code. At 12, he creates a video game called Blastar, sells the code to a magazine for $500. This gets repeated in every Elon biography as proof of genius. But here's the context. He had access to a computer. He had time. He had no financial pressure. Most 12-year-olds in 1983 didn't have those advantages. At 17, Elon makes a calculated decision. He wants to leave South Africa. Apartheid is ending, but the country is unstable. Mandatory military service is required. He doesn't want to serve, so he uses a loophole. His mother, May, was born in Canada. That makes Elon eligible for Canadian citizenship. He moves to Canada in 1989, alone, 17 years old. This gets framed as brave and independent, and it was, but it was also strategic. Canada is a pathway to the United States, and the United States is where the opportunity is. He stays with relatives, works odd jobs, cuts logs, cleans grain bins. This part of the story is true. He did work physical jobs, but he's not struggling to survive. He's waiting, applying to universities, and he gets into Queen's University in Ontario. After 2 years, he transfers. And this is the big move. University of Pennsylvania, Ivy League, dual degree, economics from Wharton, physics from the School of Arts and Sciences. Graduates in 1995. Now he has what he needs. Elite education, U.S. connections, legal ability to stay in the country. He gets accepted to Stanford for a PhD in physics. The plan is to study energy storage, supercapacitors, but he never starts. He defers after 2 days because it's 1995 and the internet is exploding, and Elon sees what everyone in Silicon Valley sees. This is the gold rush, and if you're not in it, you're missing it. 1995, Elon is 24. He moves to Palo Alto with his brother Kimball. They have an idea: online business directories, yellow pages for the internet. It's not revolutionary. Lots of people are doing it, but they think they can do it better. They call the company Zip2. The pitch is simple: help newspapers create online city guides. Businesses can list their locations. People can find them. Basic, obvious. But in 1995, nobody has built the infrastructure yet. Here's what the mythology says. Elon and Kimball bootstrapped Zip2 from nothing, worked out of a tiny office, slept on the floor, showered at the YMCA, ate at Jack in the Box, struggled, and yes, some of that is true. But here's what the mythology leaves out. Elon Musk gave them $28,000 to start the company. That's not bootstrapped. That's seed capital from family. And $28,000 in 1995 is about $55,000 today. Most people can't call their dad for $55,000. They build the software. Elon writes code, a lot of it. The stories about him sleeping under his desk are real. He worked obsessively. But Zip2 struggles. They can't sell it. The product works, but they're not business people. They're engineers. And Silicon Valley has a saying: engineers think sales is beneath them until they go out of business. So in 1996, they bring in venture capital. More Davido Ventures invests $3 million. But there's a catch. Venture capital doesn't give you money for free. They take control. They install a new CEO, Richard Sorkin, and they sideline Elon. He's no longer in charge. He's the CTO, Chief Technology Officer. He writes code, but he doesn't make decisions. And this kills him. He fights with the new CEO constantly. Wants to be CEO himself. The board says, no, you're 25. You don't have experience. Let the adults run the company. Elon hates this, but he stays because Zip2 is growing and growing fast. By 1998, they have contracts with the New York Times, Knight Ridder, and hundreds of smaller newspapers. The company is worth something. And in February 1999, Compaq Computer Corporation buys Zip2 for $307 million. Elon owns 7%. Do the math. 7% of $307 million. $21.5 million. Elon Musk is 27 years old, and he just made $21.5 million. Not from genius, from being in the right place at the right time with venture capital and a buyer who needed the technology. First millions. Secured. 1999. Elon has $21 million. Most people would retire, buy a house, relax. Elon invests $10 million immediately into his next company. He calls it X.com. The vision is ambitious. Online banking, financial services, the entire financial system on the internet. He wants to build the bank of the future, and once again, he's not wrong about the idea. He's just early. March 1999, X.com launches. It's one of the first online banks. You can open an account online, transfer money, send payments via email. This is pre-PayPal, pre-Venmo, pre-everything. Elon is trying to build the infrastructure for digital money, and people think he's crazy. Banks don't trust him, regulators are suspicious, customers are hesitant, but slowly it works. X.com starts getting users. Meanwhile, across Silicon Valley, another company is doing something similar. Confinity, founded by Peter Thiel and Max Levchin. They have a product called PayPal. It lets people send money via email, beam money from Palm Pilots. Same idea as X.com, different approach. and the two companies are competing for the same users. March 2000, Elon makes a decision. Instead of competing, merge. X.com and Confinity combine. Elon is the largest shareholder. He becomes CEO. The company is now called X.com, but everyone uses the PayPal product because it works better. This is important. Elon didn't build PayPal. PayPal was Confinity's product. Elon bought into it. And this is where things get messy. Elon wants to transition everything to X.com's technology. Build the whole banking stack from scratch. Use Microsoft servers. The Confinity team thinks this is insane. They want to keep using PayPal's existing infrastructure. Linux-based, proven, stable. Elon overrules them. He's CEO. They do it his way. And the product starts breaking. Outages, bugs. Customers are furious. September 2000, Elon goes on his honeymoon. He just married Justine Wilson. They fly to Australia. And while he's gone, the board and the executive team make a move. A coup. They vote him out as CEO. Install Peter Thiel. When Elon lands in Australia and checks his email, he's no longer running the company. He's still the largest shareholder, but he's out. Most people would be destroyed by this. Elon is furious, but he doesn't sell his shares. He stays invested because the company is growing explosively. PayPal is spreading like wildfire. By 2001, they're processing billions in transactions, and eBay notices. eBay needs a payment system. PayPal is it. July 2002, eBay buys PayPal for $1.5 billion. Elon owns 11.7%. Do the math. 11.7% of $1.5 billion, $175.8 million. After taxes, around $180 million. Elon Musk is 31 years old, and he just made $180 million from a company he got fired from. The coup made him richer than staying ever would have. Here's the part that breaks the mythology. Elon Musk did not found Tesla. Tesla was founded in July 2003 by Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning, two engineers who wanted to prove electric cars could be fast and desirable. They named the company Tesla Motors after Nikola Tesla, built a prototype, started raising money, and in February 2004, they met Elon Musk. Elon had been thinking about electric cars since college, wrote a paper about ultracapacitors, believed electric was the future. When Eberhard and Tarpenning pitched him, he immediately got it, and he invested. Series A round, $6.5 million. He became chairman of the board, not CEO, not founder, chairman and lead investor. But Elon didn't just write a check and walk away. He got involved, pushed for the Roadster to be based on a Lotus Elise chassis, demanded performance specs that seemed impossible. 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds, over 200 miles of range, made of carbon fiber. Beautiful. He wanted a car that would make people desire electric, not endure it, and he fought with Eberhard constantly. Eberhard wanted to build a practical car. Elon wanted to build a statement. By 2007, the Roadster was almost ready, but the company was hemorrhaging money. They were millions over budget. Eberhard had lost control of costs. The board was panicking, and Elon made his move. August 2007, the board fires Eberhard. Elon takes over as CEO in October 2008, and Eberhard is furious. He sues, claims he was pushed out, that Elon is rewriting history, and here's the smoking gun. In 2009, Elon settles with the original founders. The settlement allows 5 people to call themselves co-founders of Tesla: Elon Musk, Martin Eberhard, Mark Tarpenning, J.B. Straubel, Ian Wright, 5 co-founders. But only 2 actually founded the company. The rest, including Elon, bought the title. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is documented, legal record. Elon Musk paid to be called a founder of Tesla. But here's the thing. Does it matter? Because what Elon did next is what actually built Tesla. He raised money when no one else could. Convinced investors to pour hundreds of millions into an electric car company during the 2008 financial crisis. Took Tesla public in 2010. First American car company to IPO since Ford in 1956. And then he scaled it. Gigafactories, Model S, Model 3, Model Y, Cybertruck. Tesla became the most valuable car company on Earth. worth more than Toyota, Volkswagen, and Ford combined. Did Elon found Tesla? No. Did Elon build Tesla into what it is today? Absolutely. And his stake in the company is what made him the richest person alive. At his peak, Elon owned about 20% of Tesla. When Tesla's stock hit its high, that stake was worth over $200 billion from a $6.5 million investment. That's a 30,000x return, the best investment in modern history. 2002. Elon is thinking about Mars, has been for years, believes humanity needs to become a multi-planetary species. Survival insurance for civilization? He's not wrong, but he's thinking about it in a way no one else is. What if we could make rockets reusable? What if launches cost 1/10 of what they do now? What if we could build a city on Mars? He flies to Russia, tries to buy decommissioned ICBMs, wants to convert them into rockets for a Mars mission. The Russians laugh at him, quote him insane prices, mock him. On the flight home, Elon does the math. Building rockets from scratch might actually be cheaper than buying them. And that's when SpaceX is born. June 2002, Space Exploration Technologies Corporation, SpaceX. Elon is the founder, CEO, lead designer. This one he actually founded. He puts in $100 million of his own money, hires aerospace engineers, former NASA talent, TRW veterans. They start in a warehouse in El Segundo. The goal is simple. Build a rocket that can reach orbit for a fraction of current costs. Falcon 1. And they fail. March 2006. First Falcon 1 launch. Explodes after 25 seconds. Second launch. March 2007. Reaches space but fails to orbit. Third launch. August 2008. Fails again. Elon is running out of money. He spent $100 million on SpaceX. Tesla is dying. The financial crisis is happening. He has to choose, save Tesla or save SpaceX. He can't save both. He splits his remaining cash, puts it into both. December 2008. Tesla is weeks from bankruptcy. SpaceX has one launch left. If Falcon 1 fails again, the company is done. September 28, 2008. Fourth Falcon 1 launch. It works. First privately developed liquid fuel rocket to reach orbit. SpaceX survives. But here's what saved them. Government contracts. NASA needs a way to resupply the International Space Station. The space shuttle is retiring. They create the Commercial Orbital Transportation Services Program, COTS. And in December 2008, NASA awards SpaceX a $1.6 billion contract, 12 resupply missions to the ISS. SpaceX goes from nearly bankrupt to financially secure overnight. Government money saved the company, and it didn't stop there. Over the next 15 years, SpaceX receives billions in contracts from NASA, the Department of Defense, and other government agencies. Launch contracts, development funding, subsidies, add it all up, and SpaceX has received over $15 billion in government money. Is SpaceX a private company succeeding on its own? Or is it a government contractor funded by taxpayers? The answer is both, and neither happens without the other. Tesla got similar treatment. Federal tax credits for electric vehicles, $7,500 per car. Low-interest Department of Energy loans, $465 million in 2010. State incentives, regulatory credits Tesla sells to other automakers. Between Tesla and SpaceX, Elon's companies have received over $5 billion in government subsidies. This is documented. LA Times investigated it in 2015. $5 billion. Does that mean Elon didn't earn his wealth? No, but it means the self-made narrative is incomplete. His companies succeeded because they built good products and because the government funded them at critical moments. 2010, Tesla goes public. Elon owns 29%. The IPO values the company at $1.7 billion. Elon's stake is worth around $490 million. He's officially a half-billionaire. But Tesla's stock doesn't do much for years. It trades between $20 and $40 per share. Elon is rich, but not billionaire rich. Not yet. 2013, Tesla's first profitable quarter. The stock jumps. Media attention explodes. Elon becomes a celebrity. The Iron Man comparisons start. Robert Downey Jr. says he based Tony Stark's mannerisms on Elon. Elon cameos in Iron Man 2. The mythology is building. Elon isn't just a CEO, he's a real-life superhero, saving the planet with electric cars, making humanity multi-planetary with rockets. Building the future. 2012 to 2020. Tesla's stock climbs slowly, then COVID hits. March 2020. Everything crashes. Tesla's stock drops to $70. Elon's net worth falls below $20 billion. He's not even in the top 20 richest people. But then something insane happens. The stock explodes. $70 in March, $400 by December. Split adjusted, it goes from 80 to 800 in 9 months. Why? Electric vehicle mania, retail investors piling in, stimulus checks going into Robinhood accounts. Tesla becomes a meme stock. By November 2021, Tesla's stock hits an all-time high, $1,200 split adjusted. The company is worth over $1 trillion. Elon owns about 20%, $200 billion. He passes Jeff Bezos, becomes the richest person on Earth. Not because Tesla's fundamentals changed overnight, because the stock went parabolic. And here's the key, Elon doesn't sell, he holds. Because selling triggers capital gains tax, 23.8% federal, plus state tax if you're in California. He'd lose a quarter of his wealth immediately. So instead, he borrows, takes out loans using his Tesla stock as collateral. Banks will lend him billions at low interest rates. He lives off borrowed money. Buys Twitter for $44 billion using loans and leverage. And the borrowed money isn't income. It's not taxed. This is the buy, borrow, die strategy we talked about in the iceberg video. Billionaires don't sell assets, they borrow against them, live off debt, and when they die, their heirs get a step up in basis. The tax disappears. Elon Musk's net worth today fluctuates between 180 and 200 billion, depending on Tesla's stock price. He's the richest person alive most days. But his actual liquid cash? Probably less than most people think. Almost everything is tied up in Tesla and SpaceX stock. Illiquid, unmovable. He's asset-rich and cash-poor, which is exactly how billionaires operate. Here's what most people don't understand. Making money is one skill. Keeping money is a different skill. And staying rich forever is a third skill. Elon has mastered all three. How does someone with 200 billion stay rich even when Tesla's stock crashes 50%? Structure. First, diversification. Elon's wealth isn't just Tesla. It's SpaceX. It's Neuralink. It's the Boring Company. It's X, formerly Twitter. Multiple companies, multiple bets. If one fails, the others survive. This is billionaire rule 1. Never have all your net worth in one asset. Second, leverage. Elon borrows against his assets instead of selling them. This lets him access cash without paying taxes. The loans are cheap, 2 to 3% interest. Tesla stock appreciates faster than that, so he's making money while borrowing money. Infinite arbitrage. Third, government alignment. Elon's companies do what governments want. Tesla fights climate change. SpaceX advances space exploration. Neuralink could help disabled people. Boring Company could fix traffic. Every company has a narrative that aligns with government priorities, and governments reward that alignment with contracts, subsidies, and favorable regulation. Fourth, cult of personality. Elon isn't just a CEO, he's a brand. He has over 200 million followers on X. He shapes narratives, controls media cycles. When Tesla stock drops, he tweets something and it rebounds. When SpaceX needs attention, he goes on Joe Rogan. He's built a following that believes in him religiously. That belief translates to stock prices. Meme magic is real in modern markets. Fifth, long-time horizons. Elon thinks in decades, not quarters. He doesn't care if Tesla loses money this year if the plan works in 10 years. He doesn't care if SpaceX burns cash if it gets humanity to Mars. Long-time horizons let you make decisions short-term thinkers can't. And in capitalism, patience is the ultimate competitive advantage. So that's the complete timeline. Elon Musk, born wealthy in South Africa, moved to Canada at 17, transferred to an Ivy League school, sold his first company for $21 million at 27, got fired from his second company and made $180 million by 31, invested in Tesla and bought the founder title, founded SpaceX and saved it with government contracts, became the richest person alive when Tesla's stock went parabolic, built an empire worth $200 billion. Is this a self-made story? Partially. He didn't inherit billions. He built companies, but he started with advantages most people don't have: family wealth, elite education, timing, access to capital, government subsidies, the ability to take massive risks because failure wouldn't destroy him. Is he a genius? In some ways, yes. He understands engineering, physics, first principles thinking. He can simplify complex problems. But genius alone doesn't make you the richest person alive. Timing does, capital does, leverage does, government support does, and the willingness to be ruthless does. The mythology says Elon Musk is a self-made genius who built everything from nothing. The timeline says Elon Musk is a brilliant operator who started with advantages, made smart bets, took huge risks, aligned with government priorities, and rode the greatest bull market in history to $200 billion. Both can be true, but only one is the complete story, and the complete story is what you just watched. If this breakdown showed you a side of Elon Musk you've never seen before, if you finally understand how someone actually becomes the richest person alive, hit that like button right now. And if you want to see the complete lore of every other billionaire, Bezos, Zuckerberg, Buffett, Gates, all of them, subscribe and turn on notifications, because I'm breaking down every single one. Not the myths, the timelines, the real numbers, the actual strategies. This is how wealth is really built at the highest level. And now you know. I'll see you in the next one.